Returning for a 29th time this summer, the Open has been played more times at the Old Course than any other venue. But how will 2015's championship compare to some of the greatest Opens ever seen? Having won the first two majors of the season in 1972, Jack Nicklaus was the bookmakers' favourite to add the Open Championship as well. Standing between the Golden Bear and his shot at Grand Slam glory were defending champion Lee Trevino and the winner from 2 years previously, Tony Jacklin. Trevino and Jacklin shared the lead after 2 rounds, with Nicklaus a further shot back, before Trevino shot a third round 66, including 2 chip-ins to lead Jacklin by 1 and Nicklaus by 6 going into Sunday. Out in 32 on the final day, Nicklaus briefly led before stumbling on Muirfield's tougher back 9. It was to become a race to the finish between Jacklin and Trevino. Both of them eagled the 9th to effectively make the contest a 2-horse race. They were still tied as they reached the par 5 17th, with Jacklin 1 under for the day and Trevino level. Trevino struggled up 17 though, over the back in 4, while Jacklin had left himself a makeable birdie chance to take a final hole lead. Trevino though produced another extraordinary save. A shot Jacklin 3-putted in a 2-shot swing to Trevino. Jacklin later said his career never recovered from the blow taken on the 17th at Muirfield. Trevino parred the last to pick up his 2nd claret jug. Jacklin never contended in a major again. It was Trevino's 3rd major, with Jack Nicklaus as runner-up too. We stay at Muirfield for our 4th greatest Open in history and one of the great final rounds ever played. At the end of Saturday's play, Lee Westwood was leading. The Englishman was hoping for his first major title and held a 2-shot lead over Hunter Mahan and Tiger Woods. After a steady start, Westwood began to falter, with 3 drop shots on Muirfield's gentler opening 9. Meanwhile, Phil Mickelson was making a charge. Playing what he called the best round of his career, he reached the turn in 2 under, before adding birdies at 13 and 14. Just as the others in contention started to fall away. Another birdie followed at the par 5 17th. Mickelson had clear daylight between him and the field as he made his way down the 18th. A wonderful approach shot was followed by a perfect putt. The American had finally secured his first Open championship, Mickelson the master of Muirfield. 8.5 miles up the Lancashire coastline, and 3 years after announcing himself to the golfing world, Seve Ballesteros etched his name into championship folklore in the 1979 Open at Royal Lytham and St Anne's. Playing alongside reigning US Open champion Hale Irwin for the last 36 holes, Ballesteros conjured an array of shots over Lytham's testing links that simply blew the American away. In the face of Seve's storm, Irwin's normally rock-solid game deserted him. He shot 75-78 at the weekend to fall away. The 22-year-old Seve's inspired shot-making continued, famously taking in all corners of the course, including a remarkable birdie conjured from a car park next to the 16th fairway. Ballesteros completed a 3-shot victory. He finished as the only man under par and was mobbed by his brothers at the side of the 18th green. A golfing legend was born. Almost a decade on, and in the Open's next visit to Royal Lytham, Seve was again involved in one of the greatest finishes ever seen at a major. Heavy rain on Saturday forced the first ever Monday finish in the history of the championship, where Nick Price would defend a 2-shot lead over Ballesteros and play out one of the best final round contests ever seen. The pair matched each other shot for shot across Lytham's early holes, before Seve went on a remarkable run that included 4 birdies and an eagle in 6 holes to reel Price in. Even when Price knocked it stone dead on the par 4 13th, Seve followed the Zimbabwean in for his own birdie to maintain parity. The Spaniard finally edged ahead on 16 after almost holing his approach. Price failed to convert his birdie attempt. So Seve took a 1-shot lead down the last. A par would be enough on Lytham's tough 18th, as Price once again failed to birdie. Cue another moment of magic from Ballesteros. A 6-under final round 65 sealed what will be his 5th and final major, and one of the greatest days in the history of the championship. Top of the list of our greatest Opens in history is the famous Duel in the Sun at Turnberry in 1977. A titanic battle between the 2 best players in the world and the greatest finish to an Open championship in history. Inseparable over the first 3 days, Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson shot identical rounds of 68, 70 and 65 to share the lead after 3 days. They continued their duel on Sunday with Nicklaus opening up a 2-shot lead over Watson. But the man from Kansas eventually reeled in his opponent. A rare mistake from Nicklaus saw Watson take a 1-shot lead down the last. This approach all but sealed the deal for him. Nicklaus wasn't finished. Despite being in trouble, he holed a huge putt from across the green to force Watson to hole out for his own birdie. Two of the game's greats and our greatest Open.